Good morning students. This is 11th standard botany video class, video 4. In this video, we are going to continue the topic plant growth and development. Dear students, in the previous video class, we have started stress management taken place in the plants. This video also, we are going to continue the same topic, stress management. So the first topic is pathogenicity. That means the microbes which cause disease in the plants is known as pathogenicity. Example, Xanthomonas citri. Dear students, we all know that one. Plants which are affected by different kinds of diseases due to microorganism which is present in the soil, water and also in the air, such as virus, fungi and bacteria. That process is known as pathogenicity. Next, we are going to see abiotic stresses. Abiotic factor means the environmental factors such as water, soil, temperature, humidity, moisture content in the environment, everything, sunlight. These are all the different abiotic factor. So this factor is also cause problem in the plant is known as abiotic stresses. See the paragraph. Abiotic stress may occur due to an atmospheric condition, that is atmospheric stress, or soil condition, that is adaptic stress. So atmospheric stresses may occur due to the excess and deficient level of light, temperature and air pollutant. First, we are going to see light stress. Light limit the distribution of species. That means based upon the species, they require the light quantity. Some of the plants in low light intensity is known as xeophytes, shade-loving plants. That means these plants are unable to survive in the high light intensity. That means during summer season or daytime. But the plants can able to survive only the shade-loving plants. That means they can able to survive in the shade. Those plants are known as xeophytes is the important 1 mark question. In low light intensity, plants are known as xeophytes. That means plants loving the shade. Another one, while in high light intensity, known as heliophytes. That means plants which are require or loving high light intensity, known as heliophytes. Another important 1 mark question. Sometimes they will ask differentiate between xeophytes and heliophytes is the 2 mark and 3 mark question. In low light intensity, the stomata do not fully open, hence there is a less diffusion of gases. So because in the low light intensity, stomata is not opening properly, so the gaseous exchanges is very less. So that photosynthesis amount is also less. Chlorophyll formation is also affected. Not only that, high light intensity is also affects photosynthesis and the formation of chlorophyll synthesis. This causes changes in the photoperiodism. What is the photoperiodism? We have seen in the previous video class. Plants which respond to the relative light and darkness is known as, for flowering is known as photoperiod. So this low light intensity and high light intensity which cause change in the photoperiod, which stops, inhibits means stops flowering. So this is said to be the light stress. Write a short note on light stress is a very important 3 mark question. Next one, temperature. Dear students, Plants is also required for temperature to do the photosynthetic process. But in some of the region, the temperature is also cause stress in the plants. How they are affecting the plants means plants which are adapted particular region to the another region to face the temperature stress. For example, in Kodaikanal and Ooty region is the hill station. The temperature is very less when compared to the temperate zone. So the plants which are taken from the Kodaikanal and Ooty and we are placed it in the Salem, Athur like district means what will happen? The temperature condition is different. So the plants should face the stress is known as temperature stress. It is divided into two, high temperature and low temperature. High temperature causes soil and atmospheric drought. So this will be leads to wilting in the plants, permanent wilting in the soil drought and temporary wilting in the atmospheric drought. So due to the drought condition in the soil, the plants which are wilting the leaf from the plants, due to atmospheric drought condition, the temporary wilting is also taken place in the plant pots. Not only that, the plant will die at the temperature of 44 degrees Celsius. However, some organisms like Masticocladus is a cyanobacterium grow well at 85 degrees Celsius to 90 degrees Celsius in hot springs. So this cyanobacterium is the archaebacteria which can survive in the temperature at 85 degree to 90 degrees Celsius in hot springs. Hot springs means hot water. Okay, underline the words, important, one more question. At 42 degrees Celsius, synthesize normal protein declines. That means normal protein formation is reduced or decreased at 42 degrees Celsius. And a new protein called a heat shock proteins are appear. So normal protein formation is reduced, but they are forming the new protein is called a heat shock protein. These proteins were discovered in the fruit fly, example Drosophila melanogaster, and since they have also been discovered in some animals, plants and microorganisms. So at what degree Celsius? 42 degrees Celsius. The protein, normal protein synthesis is decreased and they are produced the HSP, that means heat shock protein. Example, Drosophila melanogaster and some animals, plants and microorganisms. Not only that, high temperature is also affect the physiological process. Photosynthesis rate is decreases. Respiration processes increases. So, plant face a shortage of organic substances. Organic substance means the preparation of carbohydrate or starch. Why there is a shortage? There is no photosynthesis. Photosynthesis rate is decreases. So that heat is also one of the factor or a stress which are affecting the growth and development of a plant. Dear students, see the do you know paragraph. Apple is a temperate plant. When planted in tropical condition, fails to produce fruits and growth is also affected. Next one, low temperature. So low temperature is also quite harmful to the plant growth and development. The temperature is near freezing point. That means what is it? 0 degree Celsius, which cause irreversible damage so that plants are unable to survive under extreme cold condition. However, some plants which are living in the Arctic region and Antarctic region, alpine region, they can able to survive under low temperature, that means freezing point, and such plants are known as cold resistant plant. Dear students, what is cold resistant plant? 2-mark question. That means some plants, they can able to survive in the extreme low temperature is known as cold resistance. A stress which is caused by due to freezing temperature is called frost stress. Temperature below 10 degrees Celsius decreases the root growth, increases the leakage of ions and ethylene production. So this is the low temperature. So dear students, explain the different temperature stress which causing problem in the plants is the important 5-mark question. High temperature and low temperature. High temperature is also causing problem, that is they are decreases the photosynthetic rate and increases the respiration. Low temperature is also causing irreversible damage in the plants, but some plants which are living in the alpine and Arctic region can able to survive at low temperature is known as cold resistant. The plant which can able to survive in the extreme freezing temperature is known as frost stress. Whatever may be, the temperature below 10 degrees Celsius decreases the root growth, increases the leakage of ions. What will happen? All the minerals are oozes outside and also they have produced the ethylene formation. See the doing a paragraph. Some plant parts like seeds, pollen grains and embryo can be stored in the low temperature at minus 196 degrees Celsius under liquid nitrogen is known as cryopreservation is the important 1-mark question. So the third one is the air pollutant. So in the atmosphere, there contain number of polluted gases such as carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, ozone, fluoride and hydrogen sulfide. Sorry, not ozone, O3. So these pollutants do not cause visible injury but cause hidden injury. That means Maremugama. Hidden means Maremugama. They are cause some injury in the plant parts. If the concentration of pollutants increases, the visible means we can able to see with our eye. So that is said to be visible injury. Like chlorotic. Chlorotic means loss of chlorophyll pigment in the leaf region. So normally the color of the leaf is green in color. Due to high concentration of pollutant in the air, which cause less formation of chlorophyll. So instead of that, they are forming the xanthophyll and carotenoid. So the leaf is modified into yellow in color. And necrotic spot. Necrotic spot means a brown color or a black color spot which appear on the surface of a leaf and a stem and a fruit also. For example, in the lemon, outer side they are having the brown color spot, isn't it? That is said to be necrotic spot appears on the leaves, as well as they are stops the photosynthetic carbon metabolism rate and biomass formation. That is the high concentration of air pollutant. Next, a low concentration of air pollutant in some plants, it stimulates the plant growth. Example, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide and nitrous oxide. The two processes of respiration and photorespirations are very sensitive to air pollutant. If the air pollutant concentration is very high, it stops the respiration and also it lowers the concentration of stimulating the respiration. The nitrogenous air pollutant under chronic exposure increases chlorophyll content, while nitrogen dioxide reduces the pigment content at acute exposure. Dear students, see that one nitrogenous air pollutant under chronic exposure increase the chlorophyll content, but at the same time, nitrogen dioxide reduces the chlorophyll pigment content at acute exposure. That means the leaf which is exposed into the high concentration of air pollutant, they are reducing the chlorophyll content. So this is said to be the air pollutant. Dear students, up to this we have seen atmospheric stress or soil stress. Now we are going to see next one, edaphic stress. So edaphic stress divided into two types, water stress and salt stress. First one, water stress. Commonly the stress is taken place in the plants due to lack of water or excess of water is also called water stress. Abundant of, that means large quantity of water, leads to flood stress. Scarcity of water, that means lack of water, leads to drought stress. So water stress is again divided into flood stress and drought stress. Flood stress means large quantity of water or abundance of water. Drought stress means water scarcity. That means little amount of water only they get for the photosynthetic process is known as drought stress. Dear students, edaphic stress is the important 5-mark question. Make a note in your textbook. First one, abundance of water causes stress in the plant region. That is called flood stress. So this flood stress which causes oxygen deficiency in the root and also soil-borne microorganism. The effect of flood stress are nitrogen turnover in the soil is reduced. That is nitrogen fixation process is very much reduced. Abscisic acid ABA, ethylene and ethylene precursors are formed in a large quantity. Stomata is not opening and closing properly. So partial closure of stomata is only most probably taken place. Epinasty and abscission in leaves are taken place. The cellular membrane system is also breakdown. Mitochondria and microbodies are disintegrate and enzymes are partially inhibited. Flood tolerance plants include found on permanently soil wet. Example, marshy plant, Sadipnala Pagudi, seashore plant, and plants which are living in the water, hydrophytes. Some of the species found in dominant in flooded site area also having the tolerant. Example, Taxodium distichum. Mangrove plants and Palmyra tree, that is palms, are tolerant of flood stress. So these are all the some exceptional trees which are facing the problem due to excess amount of water, that is flood stress. Example, Taxodium distichum, mangrove plant, palm plant are tolerant to the flood stress. Write a short notes on flood stress is the important 3-mark question. Next one, drought stress. What is a drought stress? Lack of water content or less amount of water content in the soil or a ground level is known as drought stress. So it denotes as a period without appreciable precipitation. Appreciable precipitation means there is no storage of water in the ground level, during which water content of the soil is reduced to such an extent it causes suffer in the plant due to water deficiency. So the effect of drought stress are decrease in cellular growth and a decrease in synthesis of cell wall components, which makes the cell size into smaller. The nitrogen fixation process is also reduced. and also decreasing the activity of enzyme action. Instead of that, abscisic acid processes increases. The closure of stomata is stimulated in the stomatal apparatus. And also, the stomata is most probably closed. Hence, the transpiration process is reduced. Protochlorophyll formation is also stopped or inhibited. So that photosynthetic process is also declines, that is decreases. Plants are falling off from the trees is known as wilting due to the less formation of carbohydrate, due to the mobilization of export followed by leaf senescence. Leaf senescence means leaf which are falling from the trees. So these are all the stress which plants facing due to drought condition. Write a short notes on drought condition. Drought stress condition is another important 3-mark question. Totally. Describe the adaptive stress with the example is a very important 5-mark question. Flood stress and drought stress is separately 3-mark question. So next we are going to see mechanism of drought resistant. That means how plants which are facing the drought stress is known as mechanism of drought resistant. So for this drought resistant, xerophytic plants are well adapted to the drought resistant because these plants are living in the desert region or sandy region in which water content is very less. So the adaptation of mechanism of drought resistance are the protoplasm of xerophytic plants does not die. It faces extreme or prolonged desiccation. Desiccation means dehydration. Hence, it tolerates and ensures such condition. That means they are facing the problem which is taken place in the desert region. Example, creosote bush, Laria tridentata, can survive water content drops up to 30% level. In most of the plants, the lethal level means the causing death in the organism is known as lethal level is below 50 to 70%, or these plants are able to avoid or postpone the lethal level of desiccation because they well developed structural and physiological adaptation. So these xerophytic plants which meet out the problem, if they are having the water scarcity up to 30% level, normally all the plants which are facing the drought problem up to 50% to 70%, below 50% to 70% is the important 1-mark question. When the water scarcity is reduced up to 50 to 70%, the plant will die. But this xerophytic plants which are meet out the problem by producing structural and physiological adaptation. Plants also well developed by showing the following mechanism. The mechanisms are to avoid or postpone desiccation, improved water uptake by developing the roots to deep water source. That means they are producing well developed branched root which is spread through below the ground level and absorb the water where it is contains. Second one, improved water uptake by roots which penetrate deep water source, increasing and enlarging the conductive tissue such as phloem and xylem. Stomata which is present only in the lower epidermis with by dense trichomes in the stomatal cavity. They are having the hair-like outgrowth is known as dense trichome. Rolling of leaves and water storage in succulent tissues. That means the leaves which are storing large amount of water content. In some of the plants, the leaves which are modified into flattened stem-like substance which are storing the large amount of water, that is said to be succulent tissue. Water storing tissue which are having in the plant part is the structural and physiological adaptive character which is present in the xerophytic plant to meet out the drought resistant condition. So these are all the different mechanism against drought condition is taken place by xerophytic plants. Is another important 5-mark question and 3-mark question. During drought stress, an essential protection mechanism that stabilizes the cell structure is induced gene expression of stress protein called dehydrin and osmotin. So the drought stress is also causing problem, but at the same time it is an essential important process to protect the mechanism and stabilize the cell structure by induce the gene expression of stress protein known as dehydrin and osmotin. These proteins protect the macromolecules in the cytoplasm and in the nucleus. The cytoskeleton, that means biomembrane, against denaturation. Denaturation means separation of a cell membrane. That is said to be denaturation. High desiccation tolerance implies that the protoplasm rehydrates when water becomes available. That means high desiccation tolerant means if the water scarcity is very high means they implies the protoplasms to store large amount of water content if it is available. For example, plants growing in a desert and arid condition, usually arid region, is usually known as drought resistance. See the Duino paragraph. Resurrection plants of those plants having ability to survive near total drying which cause them to appear dead. That means during high drought condition, some plants which are look like a dead condition, but whenever they are obtain the water condition, they will be survive. Example, Selaginella lepidophylla. During drought stress condition, the plants survive, look like a dead plant. Whenever it contains water, it will be developed into a new plant. Example, Selaginella lepidophylla is a resurrection plant. Resurrection plants means during dry condition, the plant is look like a dead one. Whenever it absorbs water and mineral salts, they can able to survive. That is said to be resurrection plants. Example, Selaginella lepidophylla is the important, very very important 1-mark question. Dear students, up to this we have seen water stress and the types also we have seen with the example. Up to this I conclude my video. Remaining we will see in the next video class. God bless you. All the best children.